Oh shit. What's up? What the? Holy shit. We did it. We freaking completed Dave Batista's Cosmic Challenge. We freaking did it. So I will say it was pretty fun. It was actually quite fun. Now, I think we did it in about 2 hours and 33 minutes. So it was freaking awesome. I mean, there were some obstacles, but we got through them. I think the most challenging thing was the time. And I'll go ahead and let you know in this video, kind of like the basics and stuff about the nodes and what I recommend you to do to be better prepared than I was. I went ahead and ran for the Legends title. So like I said, it was about 2 hours and 33 minutes. We went ahead and 100% it, and those are the rewards that we received upon completion. Of course, there's a couple of more down here, just to let you know. There's all of that. We did accumulated, I'm gonna say about a 4-star crystal and a half, and then of course all those 5-star shards, and then received a tier 4 class catalyst and a fully formed tier 4 catalyst. On top of that, we did get almost another one of these tier 4 fragments, and then of course a 4-star awakening gem, and about 20 of these that I'm gonna be putting into my Star Lord. Now let's go ahead and start first with the fact that there is Spite, Heal Block, and to better prepare yourself, let's go ahead and hit those masteries real quick, and we're gonna go ahead and cover those bases first. So masteries wise, I wish I would have changed mine around a little bit. First of all, on the offensive side, you see that I have Enhanced Fury and Fury. If you guys have invested in these or any of these suicide masteries, I recommend you to take them off. What does work well with the rest of the map as far as the challenge, I will say, having well, actually not even having deep wounds, to be honest. Deep wounds didn't do much for me, so you can take those off if you want, just for this challenge. Maybe just have 1 point on it. But assassins, it helped so much at the very end when fighting Groot, and of course Rocket Raccoon, and I think that's about it. I mean, Ronin, he was pretty easy, but the other characters, it just makes the last couple of hits on those characters quite hard. It hits them hard. So let's go ahead and just, I would recommend you to take those points off if you have any, and just keep them. I mean, go ahead and add them on either lesser precision, lesser cruelty, and of course Pierce. I would start off with Pierce and make my ways up with lesser precision and lesser cruelty, because of course the characters that you're gonna want to use are gonna be based on magic, and any of those if you want to add some crit team and crit damage, I'll go ahead and increase these masteries. Now if you did want to, you could add it on courage as well, just to get that 20% extra enhanced damage for attack, because I will be recommending you guys to go ahead and use boost. So boost up your attack, your health, and stuff like that through items. And this is kind of the defensive setup that you want as well. Just have block proficiency ranked up to level 4, and well, recovery, you really don't need recovery, to be honest. It's not gonna be a thing. You could keep it there, but you really don't need it. So I really wouldn't even, I mean, you can take those points off if you wanted to, and maybe add it to perfect block if you really wanted to, and maybe stand your ground just in case, max out stand your ground. So that's a possibility if you're looking forward to that. So once again, you're gonna want to go with vitality, 1 in greater vitality. Go ahead and max out block proficiency. Go ahead and max out perfect block if you wanted to as well, and then stand your ground, max it out if you have the points. If not, just go ahead and add 2 to that mastery there, and you'll be fine. So for utility though, this one's gonna be very interesting. So you see the setup that I have here. If you do have the luxury to invest, or you already have Mystic Dispersion unlocked, I'll definitely recommend you to rank 3 it, at least rank 3 it, because whenever you're fighting Groot, oh my goodness, it makes the fight so much easier. Now, the prerequisite for Mystic Dispersion is you do have to have a good amount of points unlocked. Let me see, I think you need, I'm trying to find out. I really do forget how many points you need. I want to say about, maybe you might need 15, but regardless, I think 11 or 15, around that area. You guys might know if you still have not unlocked it. But I would recommend you to go ahead and have 1 point on Limber, have maxed out parry, so rank 3 it, and then go ahead for Stupefy, of course rank 3 it, that's a staple. And here on Petrify, I wish I would have made this change on mine, but go ahead and max it out, because when you're stunning, power gains do decrease. As you can tell, when your opponent, when your champion inflicts stun, they also reduce the enemy's health and power gained by up to 10%, and maxing it out, it actually goes up to 30% there. So yeah, definitely highly recommend Petrify, and of course Pacify as well. So if you guys know Pacify, all it does reduce ability triggers, but that's a staple. You really don't need it that bad. And also I recommend you to keep Dexterity, because having magic and able to go ahead and power drain with your L2, Dexterity is not going to harm you that bad. So yeah, so that's gonna be the mastery setup that I recommend personally for this challenge here. So in defense, you'll have something like this, including Mystic Dispersion, and go ahead and max out Petrify. On defense, you really don't need recovery masteries at all. I would go ahead and max out block proficiency, perfect block, and of course stand your ground. And for the offensive side, like I said, you can go ahead and remove deep wounds. You really don't need any of the bleeders, and go ahead and have assassins max out. Just go ahead and keep one in deep wounds and go ahead and max out assassin, and the rest of the points you can go ahead and distribute them evenly from anywhere from peers, max out peers, and go ahead and give some more lesser precision and lesser cruelty. So you guys know that lesser precision does give you a higher critical rate, and then lesser cruelty goes ahead and increases the damage on your crits. And if you do have additional ones, go ahead and add it onto courage. So yeah, for Batista's challenge, I do recommend you guys to go ahead, if you do have any of your items saved up, any of the boosts, to have that there for yourself. Go ahead and boost yourself up. Any of those 10% attack and health, or any 25% health increase, or health attack or health increase, sorry. Highly recommend those. So yeah, let's go ahead and go to round 4. Round 4 was the more difficult one. I'll kind of show you the map layout there. So the team that I actually had, I did have Magic. Unfortunately, she's in Alliance defense right now, Alliance Wars defense. But this is kind of the team that I actually took into the actual last chapter of Batista's Dave Batista's challenge. So you guys are wondering, why did you get Scarlet Witch and Ultron? And frankly, all I really did there to bring them in was just for the fact of the synergies with our division. So of course you see that there's a 155 critical rating there, and of course increasing our attack, having Ultron in our team by 6%, and of course having Ultron there with Scarlet Witch just increases our armor rating by a tad bit there of 130. So I just included them there. Now I do recommend, if you guys have a Hawkeye that's rank 5, go ahead and include him in there. He's a great power gain control, because this is basically what it is in this chapter. So I'm gonna go ahead and bring in a I hope I have a 3-star Magique, just to kind of show you, also Dr. Voodoo does do some quite nice work, but I don't know, I feel like Magique is a lot better when it comes to power draining and stuff. Oh, I don't have Magique. That's quite a thing. But I know a lot of you guys out there might be fortunate enough to go ahead and have that 5-star Magique dupe. Definitely you guys are gonna kill it. It's gonna be beautiful. But yeah, so I'm just gonna. I don't have. I don't have. Oh, I do have a 3-star Majik. There she is. But anyways, I'm just gonna. This is the ideal team you want to have: 5-star, 4-star Majik, and of course, the rest of the kids there, the rest of the champs. I call them kids because I am their father. Anyway, so here's basically the roundup. Okay, so if you guys are good, I'm talking about skillful players, you can do this in one go and call it a day and save a ton of time, because like I said, I did mine in about 2 hours and 33 minutes. But that's because I was a bit scared at first. But like I said, first of all, before entering into this, I highly recommend you guys to use some boosts if you had them. I did use some 20% boost, and I use a 10% attack boost and a 15 health boost just for the roundups. Of course, you do have all these here. You want to use some mystic boosts, it's up to you for Majik. Yeah, so Star-Lord, the reason why I brought him in, of course, he finishes battles faster, and of course, once you do the lower chapters, anywhere from the previous battles, what is it, like chapter 3, 2, and 1, the beginning ones, with Star-Lord it makes it a lot faster. And of course, here we're gonna be talking about what the nodes consist of. Of course, you can see on the screen you have warning, you have a health of 300 there. The champion boost of attack and health by 150%. You also have spite. If you guys don't know what spite does, while you have a buff on your champion, your opponent gets an 18% more power gain per second to their special. And special attacks gives a 100% chance to be unblockable during the spite, so be careful with that. So yeah, dexterity is definitely a must here. I don't know, it's a lot more challenging without dexterity. I know a lot of people may disagree, saying that when you dodge, you do give your opponent a spite. True, but take in mind that Ronin does do his does have like those energy specials, and you do have to dodge a little, and you don't want to get caught off guard. You're gonna be baiting those for a good amount of time, and it's just a waste of time. So of course, Gamora has bloodletting, increases the duration of bleed effects by 100%, and then fissure, of course, giving you an armor break every time you get hit by her, and it stacks over, and it's a 1% armor break. Basically, it's not that bad, but of course over time they do hit hard. So for Ronin, we do have a warning as well, some health boost, some champion boost, some spite as well. The only difference is that he gets Ragnarok, so whenever you stun him, this makes him furious. While the stuns they inflict can break even the toughest armor. So yeah, they basically ignore armor, and it destroys you. So every time they stun you, you get an armor break, and yeah, it hurts like a bitch. So on Groot here, he's a bit challenging as well. The thing he has is just recover. It doesn't say anything interesting there. It just says recover. I didn't feel the effects of it, to be honest. As long as you don't get him to do his SP2, there are going to be times that he is going to be doing his SP2, but I feel like the damage that you do is a lot stronger than the damage recovered. So yeah, just be careful for that. And of course, we have energy resistance there as well, so that's not a biggie. Of course, they're gonna be, I think that's more made for Majik, resisting her limbo damage there. And of course, you have Star-Lord. All he has for him is a combo shield and armor. That's the only difference. And then we have Rocket Raccoon. Believe me, this is the most challenging one out of all of them. They get 100% more power gain, so it's like a double power gain while in spite there. So it's really annoying. It's 118%, but man, that thing goes by fast, trust me. Okay, so the way this map goes though, after you finish that first round here of the first 5 characters, the first 5 characters you have there, from anywhere from starting with our girl, I'm forgetting her name, but yeah, this freaking Gamora, damn it. When you start with Gamora and then end with Rocket Raccoon, you go through this portal here. You have an option of about, what is that, six different routes, including Drax. So they went ahead and did something cheeky there. B for Batista, I noticed as well. But anyway, so you do have 6 routes. You do have the option to go straight with the boss if you didn't do too good on that first round. But I would recommend. I don't recommend you to do this unless you just want to get the exploration rewards. I mean the completion rewards. Go for it. But if you're going for the Legends run, or you're trying to 100% it, I would recommend you to just go ahead and do it all in one hit, or pace it out between you going through different routes, one route at a time after completing that first route right here. So so I would recommend you to start with A. Once you go through A, you will go through this round here. They increase your damage by not that much, so you're looking at a 11,000 there, 12,000 with Ronin, about 13k on Groot, 13.5k on Star-Lord, and 14k on our boy Rocket Raccoon. And the notes for these are just about the same. There's nothing biggie. It does get a little bit harder once you go to the next rung here, so you're gonna want to go A again. Ignore B because it takes you straight to the boss unless you're doing quite bad, but of course you do have the options to have some revives, and I'll tell you, I think I used about 14 revives throughout the whole session. 14 revives. I did perform some mistakes, but yeah, definitely here you have on the second portion of this, it'll take you definitely straight over here, and it's about the same thing, nothing different. Yeah, as you can tell, nothing quite different. It's still the same thing. You do get enhanced armor break on Ronin, but nonetheless everything looks the same, just showing you quite what I'm talking about. So after that, you're gonna go to the next A, which is gonna be that one right there. And for this one here, I believe it still stays the same. Yeah, so I think 2 of these paths are the most challenging ones, are the inside ones, which will have a heal block, so there's really nothing different here, which is gonna be this A here. As you can tell, the PI on these characters are increasing. Gamora having a 21.3k. So as you can tell there, you got heal block, prevents the target from recovering health. So any characters that get health, really it doesn't affect you. So if anything, if you wanted to use Ultron some here, it you know, by all means go ahead. You're not giving your opponent any spite. So yeah, so heal blocks are there. After that one, that's the only difference with that one. After that, you go back to B over here. B is another inside path. Same thing here, you get a heal block. That's the only difference from the ones there, and then you'll end up with fighting Drax there at the very end. So the thing about Drax though is just he does have a couple of buffs. There's no way to remove them. It all comes in there with him. So you can tell you have some health boost, so 300% attack and health boost by 150. That gives him a 450 health. Then you get another 50. Of course, that's a 500 health. And then you got heal block, spite, enhanced fury, enhanced bleed, enhanced ability triggers, and aggressiveness. So for aggressiveness, this defender is more aggressive and excels at offensive abilities like heavy and dash attack. So I did notice that he did do a good amount of heavy hitting. He performed a lot heavy, so just be careful whenever you're trying to parry him. Make sure you try to keep your distance, but I would say that Drax wasn't really difficult, and yeah, so as you can tell, the map layout here, this is the most I can expand it out, but yeah, those 2 on top, the one on top there and the one below Drax being the boss, are the only paths that have heal block. So if you are depending on some characters that need heal blocking, so yeah, just be careful with that. So for those inside ones, Dr. Voodoo will definitely do some good work, due to the fact that I am aware that Dr. Voodoo does regenerate health at the very beginning, which becomes challenging later on other paths because of spite, but in these 2 you don't really have to worry about them. So if you want to knock them out first, it's up to you. Like I said, this inside one has the highest inflation of PI, might be one of the most challenging ones for you guys. But yeah, definitely. So that's kind of basically the roundup of what I recommend for you guys as a team. Like I said, you can go ahead and use Hawkeye as well with the Vision, and maybe another character that might boost their their PI somehow maybe get a little bit of more power gain, because I know that Scarlet Witch and Hawkeye get a power gain, but I cannot say no to Ultron's extra attack boost that he gives our Vision. I can't say no to that. That's extra damage that I can deal with any of my characters. But yeah, guys, so like I said, that's pretty much it right there. It was a pretty fun. I enjoyed it, and as you can tell on the screen, it was quite great. There I have a 4-star awakening gem ready to be popped, and a tier 4 class catalyst there. And yeah, so I'm gonna be popping those, actually using these items here for my Star-Lord. So yeah, I'm gonna be using the 4-star generic ones, 5-star generic ones on him, because of course I'm just gonna want to increase his PI and probably keep it at 59. So whenever I do dupe them, have them to 99, I am aware that 5-star characters do go up all the way to above 100, I believe. But anyway, so I'm just gonna go ahead and use that now, and yeah, be happy. So yeah, it was pretty fun, guys. I highly recommend you guys to go ahead and try it out. It's easy rewards, to be honest. It's quite the fun activity, and I'm gonna be playing, of course, the other event as well, the Groot one, the King Groot, but that one I'm gonna pace myself. But anyways, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed and found this informative. If you guys have any questions, do provide them down in the comment section below. I'm just gonna exit out of this one. By the way, the other paths are just the same thing, but with lower PI, so you guys don't have to worry about that. No big challenge there. So yeah, guys, thank you very much for watching again, and like I said, if you enjoyed the video, just let me know, give some feedback. Gladly appreciated by yours truly, and yeah, I'll see you on the next one.